All right, let's pop this bad boy open and see what we got. This is a Lamborghini. Again, channel is Yacht Buyer. Lamborghini tested the best Lamborghini yacht. It's faster than Conor McGregor's, damn it. The best Lamborghini yacht, all right? I know I'm butting in super early here, but I personally live 5 minutes from the ocean. I posted on my Instagram story today. It's beautiful, gorgeous. I I personally just would scratch my head at the I just don't have time to go to a boat and drive a boat around. I mean, who has time? I want to go do things on land, not on the water. But outside of like once a month or something like that, I don't know. These are just sort of needless things for me.
This is the Lamborghini boat, or the Technomar 63 by Lamborghini to give it its full name. But you've probably seen lots of clips of this on social.
Same as you, 5 minutes from the ocean, hardly ever go to the beach. Yeah. The whole time I was in Thailand, the whole time I was in the Thailand, the country of beaches, I went to the beach one time. One fucking time, dude. I don't get the infatuation with the ocean and the beach and shit. I'll pass, man. I will pass on it. Boat repairs and maintenance going to be $250K a year. Yeah. Even just docking boats, like here in Florida, dude, just docking a boat or just having it on like in a, I don't know what the technical term is, but when you have to like rent a space to keep your boat, it's like not just a couple, like, $50 a month. I think people kind of think that way. It's like several, sometimes thousands of dollars a month, depending on what dock it's on. It's like, so even if you have a broke bitch boat, you're still rich because you're already paying thousands of dollars on top of that just to park the damn thing, which is just crazy to me. Never ever would I want to have that. Yeah, marina, that's it.
Social media, you've probably seen Conor McGregor driving his with his shirt flying open. But what we haven't seen is what this 4,000 horsepower supercar of the sea is actually like to drive. And in this video, that's exactly what we're going to find out. And so are you. I'm Jack Haynes. Welcome to Yacht Buyer.
I guess I also don't understand the desire to go fast on the water. I get desire to go fast on land. It's great. My car goes 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds. It's a blast. But going fast in water, it's kind of like, like, does it? I don't know. Maybe I'm just
Now, if you want to experience what this boat is like, you can charter it in the south of France, and I'll put a link to the website in the description to this video. This is a great time to subscribe to the Yacht Buyer channel if you want to see more reviews of boats like this where we take them out to sea and see what they can do. Subscribe now, hit subscribe, hit the bell icon, and you'll never miss another one. What a place to be able to begin the tour of a yacht. And would you look at that ladder? It's a beautiful piece of engineering, part carbon fibre, drops down into the sea as you can see it now, but also acts as your passerelle when you're in port and then folds away into the deck completely when you're not using it. And two things strike you when you first get on
if it floats, flies, or fucks, rent it.
board this boat. First of all, it's much bigger
That's a
in the
really
flesh
good
than it
rule,
looks in
actually.
the renderings and all the clips we've seen on social media. And of course, that glorious Lamborghini-esque detailing. Things like this beautiful lighting down here that apes the Aventador road car. We're going to come on to the lighting later on in the video. Even the fact this fare lead looks like a pair of Lamborghini exhausts. And of course, the 63 moniker all over the boat. And we'll come on to the significance of that number later on. But there's good boaty stuff as well.
This boat better have a second floor. It's such a... You get all this boat, but like the real estate looks quite small to me in terms of what you can actually do on it. Like it looks like there's 2 seats up there and then this couch back here, which no one could certainly be sitting on while you're driving it because they would just fucking fly off. If we're paying this much for a Lamborghini boat, I would hope I can at least have like 6 people on there.
As well, the fact that you have a decent carbon fiber shower here. This slots into the deck so you can come out of the water and have a proper shower, not just a deck wash. Underneath this massive sun pad, there be engines, and they are serious engines, so do hold on to see me lifting the lid and starting them up. But of course, it's a massive sunbathing space too. It does get a little warm, as does the deck, because of the colour of the upholstery, but they have got a shade they can put up to cover this area in shade on a hot day like this. And here we've got some beautiful detail. You've got carbon fibre lockers here on either side, these beautiful boarding gates as well, again, all carbon fibre, and a pair of sea bobs that you can drop into the water as soon as the boat is on anchor. Let's have a close look at the dinette. This is actually a very impressive area. It's a lot more practical than you might think.
It's just, I guess, I'm so confused with this. It's like, I get having money and wanting nice things, but at a certain point, the niceness is just a paint of coat, you know? It's a coat of paint. It's not like this crazy, spectacular set of features that make the thing completely different than the boat sitting right over there to the left of him, you know? It's like kind of the same thing. It just has carbon fiber everywhere, and that's supposed to increase the value, and it has quite a few more horsepower, which I guess is great. It's just, what now? You know, like you can only go so fast on the water, to be honest. You can't go absolutely capsize itself unless you have a boat that's actually truly designed to go that fast in water. This is pure show off mode. Yeah. I really just, like, for me, practicality wise, I would now be more worried about damaging the boat and its wear and tear versus just enjoying the boat. And maybe that's just a broke guy mentality. I'm a beta dude, but that's how I consider it, I guess. Fucking me. The Titanic sub showed us carbon fiber cracks. So yeah, these fuckers don't even know what they're doing.
By looking at
that's the thing too. Carbon fiber, everyone always kind of hypes it up and it's cool looking. It's very fragile. It's brittle. It's like very brittle. So I would imagine that you get a couple drunk people on the boat and someone falls over, it's done. That gate's being fucking ripped off right away.
this boat. The walkways around both sides are really wide. You're well protected. Yes, it's open, but you've got these nice screens here to give you a bit of protection, both when you're moving around, but also from the wind. And then look at the size of this area too. Huge table, loads of seating on either side. Perfect if guests need room to dine, and this table adjusts as well at the touch of a button, so you can drop down if you want to put your feet on it and recline, or you can rise it up into this position if you do want to use it to eat at. And this has got the cover of the part carbon fibre, part composite hardtop, which has got glass in it as well, so there's plenty of natural light coming into this area. And again, these little hints of Lamborghini detailing are just littered all over the place. Here we've got these vents on both sides which look really, really good. Let's head to the helm. The carbon fibre detailing is extensive and exquisite. Even these handholds here are part leather, part carbon fibre top for the sink, and I love this detail. How cool is this? This is the door handle from a Lamborghini road car. You've got them on both sides, but this doesn't open the door. It opens the cover to the ice maker and the fridge on the other side. I really like the design of the hardtop too. This amazing Y
Does this sound good for everyone? It's good on my side, but someone said it's cutting out.
Shape looks fantastic, and obviously provides crucial support to the hardtop, which is connected to this massive one-piece windscreen forward. And we talked about the significance of the 63. Well, this is an important boat within the 63 range, because this is the first one off the line. Hull number one is the only one with a carbon fibre hull, so it should be the fastest. We will find out later on in the video. And the 63 is significant. They're only building 63 of them. Lamborghini was founded in 1963, and it will do 63 knots. It should do anyway. We're going to find out. More glorious detailing when it comes to the seating. This is beautiful. Again, the carbon fibre work is just stunning. Lamborghini bull etched into the back of the seats. You've got the straps as well, so you can properly strap into these seats if you're charging along flat out. And of course, all of the glorious Lamborghini touch points at the helm station, which I'm going to talk about more.
Literally, it just looks like a car in the boat. If I'm driving a boat, I want it to be a boat. Like if I got in an airplane and it looked like a car, I'd feel like I wasn't flying an airplane. I'd feel a little disappointed.
When we fire it up. For now, let's head forward and check out the bow. Even moving right forward is still relatively easy. The decks are slightly narrower, but they're still good and deep. There's another lovely handhold here, and I like this detail. The Lamborghini badge, again, down here behind the windscreen frame, plus the Technomar
More
logo,
carbon
all
fiber.
backed by carbon fiber. Looks lovely. We've got pop-up cleats here, and from this position, you can just get the scale of this incredible one-piece windscreen. And I like the way that they've got these fins down either side as well. So you should be well protected, but there's still going to be plenty of air getting into that area. It doesn't feel too enclosed on a warm day. And then quite clearly, right forward, all we've got, pure sunbathing space. That aside, there is a big anchor locker as well for a bit of storage. They haven't forgotten all the practicalities. You can see the bolts here to put the fenders in. It's very clean, there's no railings, but by God, does it look good. And what you have all day is people doing that. Right, let's go inside.
Oh, inside. Okay, there is an interior. Thank God. I was going to be like, if this whole boat is just that surface, I would be so disappointed in the money spent. Now we can get a
Of
little
course,
bit
Lamborghini
more
doesn't know the
acquainted.
first thing about building boats, so they left that job to a company that does. The Italian C Group, who owns Technomar, who builds this. They also own Admiral, who built the likes of Kensho and lots of other lovely big super yachts. So there's no lack of boat building knowledge on that front. And that shows down here. It's much more spacious and practical than you might imagine. And that starts with the galley. I mean, it is quite dark in this area, not so bad in the cabins, but this area is a little bit starved of natural light. However, behind all these fascias, there's some good galley stuff going on. We've got storage, we've got a fridge, there's a cooktop here, a microwave up there, a nice big sink, more storage up here, and some lovely
I think it looks good. That's
detailing.
looks pretty sweet, honestly. Like this looks very. The interior looks very like cyberpunky, and I kind of fuck with it a lot, to be honest.
Again, the handhold on the staircase, for example, this stitching that runs all the way around the interior. And if I pop this open, this is quite smart. You think this boat does 60 knots. What are you going to do with all the glassware and crockery? Well, put magnets in the bottom so that when you store them, they clip down to the platform and they don't move anywhere. Clever stuff. This is the guest cabin. Of course, there are Lamborghini references all over the place in here as well, from the shape of the windows to the shape of the storage areas either side of the bed, which have got sockets in them, the bed spreads, the Lamborghini name on the drawers underneath the bed, and even the speakers above my head. It's everywhere, but it does look great. And again, the practicalities are surprising. There's a big storage area behind this door here, which leads through to the shared heads. This is a somewhat hidden wardrobe as well, but again, you've got hanging space there, space for shoes. They've even got a Hoover in there.
This looks cozy. I won't even lie. Like this looks. This looks like a.
Well,
It looks like a 12-year-old's room, but it looks cozy.
and the space is pretty good as well. Plenty of space above my head at 6 foot tall. 2 single beds, but a good amount of room to walk between them. And as I said,
Just think, one crypto coin, boys. One crypto rug pull. This is ours. We're partying on a fucking Lamborghini yacht.
a very large, albeit shared, bathroom between this and the owner's cabin.
We talked about it last live. Trend coin, it's gonna blow up. It is going to blow up.
There is only one bathroom on board, but at least it's a really good size, and we have our carbon fibre toilet.
I'm gonna buy a boat soon. Perfect. We're on Yacht Buyer. We're on the channel Yacht Buyer right now. We're reviewing 1 in 64 Lamborghini yachts. You could be one of those 64 owners.
Which is a must-have on any superboat. Lamborghini reference even in the shape of the sink, and this motif up here, and we've even got the little 63 on the towel pegs too. Very large shower cubicle though. In fact, headroom is great throughout this space.
Wow.
And if I open this door, we lead directly forward to the owner's cabin.
This looks better than a Lamborghini car. Like, this interior is insane.
Up here, natural light improves significantly. We've got much bigger hull windows on either side.
Whoa.
And even the shield-shaped skylight to bring some natural light down onto the bed here. That has got a cover as well, so you can shade it off and have some privacy if you want to. But again, I am impressed by the amount of space. It's a very nice, easy cabin to walk around. You've got a decent-sized bed down here, space for electronics on either side. Both cabins have got flat-screen televisions too. Beautiful soft carpet under feet. It doesn't have quite as much storage, in fact, as the guest cabin, but
Oh, sorry. I was like so emphasized in encapsulated by the
engines
engines.
to get.
So yeah, the engine room looks pretty cool. They have pretty neat looking engines. It's looking great. I was just sort of shocked at how big they were. And then I was going to make the keen comment, well, like if a Koenigsegg can have 1200 horsepower, why do these have to have, these massive engines? But then he pointed out that each engine produces 2000 horsepower. So it makes a little bit more sense to understand that now.
100 Newton meters of torque, 24 litres as well. They are absolutely monstrous. And I think that's
this has to be so rambunctiously loud. Like, I would be so surprised if it was quiet.
enough talking. We should fire them up and see what they can do. Let me run you through the startup procedure on this boat then. First of all, you plug yourself into this fantastic figure-hugging seat and slide yourself right forward so you're really close to the wheel, and then we have these brilliant Lambo car style rocket launcher switches. One engine this side, one engine this side, and that is 4,000 horsepower ready to go. Well, this feels like quite a moment. We've been driving this boat for a long time, and I'm a car man as much as I'm a boat man, so testing something that spans both those fields is really quite exciting, especially with the Lamborghini Bull staring at me. I'm plugged into this amazing seat. I've got the Lamborghini-esque screens in front of me, and the knowledge that there's 4,000 horsepower underneath these throttles. So let's get up to speed and see what it's like, shall we?
Most people are probably going to obliterate one of these, to be honest with you. Most people, I know idiots who have broken pontoon boats because they are just unwillingly able to control them. I can't imagine. Hey, greetings from Florida, man. I hope you're doing well. I can't imagine 4,000 horsepower and just giving this to somebody, like with a general boating license. That's crazy.
First thing, into gear. And there's always a good bit of welly with surface drives. When you go into gear, you're doing about 10 knots, even in dead slow ahead. You can then sync the throttles, so I'm only thinking about one throttle, which is nice. You cannot adjust the drives on this boat. This particular one, it's only got tabs. They stay right down until you're up to about 40 knots. So the only thing we have to do is feed in the power and see what happens. Slowly feeding that power in, there's a bit of resonance. There's all of that torque and that force comes through those twin shafts, and now we're starting to pick up speed. Oh my god, it sounds like a jet engine back there. And here comes that massive wave of torque. 20 knots. 25 knots. Those engines are something mighty.
Just full throttle, bro.
We are now at 30 knots. Good god. It's weird, the engines are quite visceral. There's no sense of speed though, because you're so well protected from the wind. That's 36 knots. 38 knots.
Man, that would be insane.
It actually feels remarkably refined given how lumpy it is out here. 40 knots is where you lift up the tabs to try and get some air beneath the hull, but we don't want to be travelling much more than 40 knots today, but I will just bring the tabs up a touch. My God, wow. This feels remarkably stable. It is, I mean, there's probably 1.5, maybe 2 meters at times here. Just drop the tabs up a little bit. That is now cruising at 40 knots, where we're consuming 400 litres an hour. Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera very much, so I really need to concentrate. 400 litres an hour, but you still get
400 liters of gasoline an hour. That's nuts, man.
300 nautical miles out of it. You really sense those engines being there. My God, they just...
We're watching a overly obtuse display of wealth.
Sound moody underneath the deck.
Because we're all gooners and we'll never be able to afford anything like this. That's why.
But this is not a boat that you just sort of settle back and let it do the work. You have to drive it. You have to think about it. I'm going to put the tabs down again. I'm going to slow down a touch here. Cruising speed is 35 knots. And that feels sensible today, because much more than that is, it's just downright uncomfortable. It is lumpy, but goodness me, there's a lot of power on tap. The sensation from behind the wheel.
The hull is carbon fiber. I feel like that would be extremely bad if you hit a wave hard enough.
It's amazing. I love the driving position. The wheel feels fantastic. It's hydraulic steering, it's quite heavy, but actually the more power you feed in, the more responsive it becomes. The view's great as well. I know I've had to play with the tabs post 40 knots, but below that, it actually has a lovely running attitude. What's going on behind me? Yeah, we're not really doing the pace to get full rooster tail, but there are some big waves out here. I need to take it easy.
Taking it easy is for losers.
I'm actually quite surprised that we're managing to achieve these speeds even through this. But the noise when you add some throttle, all 24 cylinders giving the beams, it is absolutely like nothing I've ever driven before. It's amazing.
So you don't only have to buy the thing, you have to pay for 500 liters an hour, and then you also have to pay a crew, a 2-man crew, to man the boat. And I mean, that's just insane to me, man. Like, at what point is it kind of just like unnecessary? You know? I don't know.
The mind boggles a little bit in that experience. It unfortunately wasn't peak conditions to try and get the best of its performance, but the most overwhelming feeling is that it's a very analog experience. This is not a boat where you have trim assist and you just set the throttles and the boat works everything else for you. You have to work to make this thing perform, and it's very rewarding when it works. You get out to 40 knots, you sort of wrestle it up to that speed, it's over the hump, you're traveling along, and then 40 knots you need to start playing with the tabs to get even more performance out of it. You've also got the control down here where you can switch between docking, cruise and Corsa. Only in Corsa the engines give you, the full amount of power, very much like the Lamborghini road cars. It is completely intoxicating. And the awesome power of those engines,
I wonder how big the gas tank is, 100 gallons an hour. Yeah, that's my thought, right? I don't know if the fuel that boats use is any different. Maybe it's not. But that's like, we're talking like thousands of dollars in fuel for a day of driving.
Out of the water, when they're up and running, thumping along, that torque is pushing you forward. It is really unlike anything else I've ever driven. There's a risk that you approach a boat like this where there's so much hype, you've seen so much, you've heard so much, that it may disappoint. And even in far from ideal driving conditions, it still stands out as one of the most remarkable driving experiences I can remember. So it's not just the Lamborghini badge, it's got that Lamborghini essence as well. But before we wrap up, something I really want to show you is what this thing looks like at night. So let's get to night mode.
So it has 6 LED strips. Great.
We're back in Cannes with the thumping music in the background, and I can safely say,
Yeah, I mean, it's great and all. I'd probably never buy one. $1.5 million for Yacht, $2.5 million for the name. That's a very real $4 million for something you can get a lot better than that. Probably an absolute dream to ride on a calm glass morning. Any chop at all just turns into a white-knuckled carnival ride. Yeah. I would imagine the efficaciousness of having that much power severely diminishes if it's not a perfect day. Aside from the name, I don't see $4 million. Yeah, I'd agree with these people. I wonder if he traps women on it. There's a high likelihood. I would imagine that happens at least on several variants of this yacht. At least.